Disclaimer. I am not a mechanic, AMP, AMT, AME. I am not a CFI, CFII. I think you get the point. If you have any questions, concerns, or etc., seek the advice of experts. I am a private pilot who owns a plane and is trying to give back to the aviation community by sharing my own experience in aircraft ownership. Please refer to your aircraft's POH, as every aircraft is different. And remember, we're all in this together, so be safe out there. So, I have to replace my ELT battery, and the battery expires every 2 years. From the manufacturer date, it shows right there on the front when it needs to be replaced, and to make it easier on me, I put the install date and when it needs to be replaced right on the back. Super simple, only requires a few different tools. Number one, screwdriver. Number two, little pad to clean off the contacts there, and of course the instructions that come with the ELT. The FAR says the holder of a pilot certificate issued under Part 61 may perform preventative maintenance of any aircraft owned or operated by that pilot which is not used under Part 121, 129, or 135 of this chapter. So, one of the things that a pilot can do to their plane is replace the ELT battery. Makes no sense if you're capable of unscrewing the few screws to just go ahead and do it yourself. As you can see on my aircraft there, the ELT cover is just literally held on by 3 Phillips head screws. Pretty easy, straightforward. Basically all you need to do is take off the panel, as you can see there. I won't bore you, I'll speed up parts of this video so we can get to the good stuff, but pretty much with this I'm just making sure not to scratch the rest of the plane by holding that cover and unscrewing the screws there. So pretty simple so far. Now since you have those instructions out, take a moment to actually read over them. They've got some good stuff. I've replaced the ELT battery in my plane. I think this is my 3rd time now. However, I still read over the instructions because I want to make sure that I'm doing the correct thing. So take a look at them before you start the next step of the process. With my particular ELT, it's pretty simple. I've got a few components that are hanging on to the actual unit. I've got an antenna cable, which I'm going to undo. It's a little bayonet or a BNC connector that connects to the actual ELT and an external antenna, so I'm going to take that off. And then it's kind of optional from there if you want to take the actual power off. With myself, I kind of keep the power leads on there, as you can see, as long as you're very careful, making sure you don't cut your hands too at the at the same moment there, going in and out of that sharp hole there. You can do this whole process without disconnecting those. Just make sure that you turn the ELT off. You unscrew the 4 screws that are connected there. Pretty self-explanatory. And what comes out after you pull the antenna is that battery. Literally, I just took that battery. That whole lower half is. So what I want to do is inspect it, make sure it's not corroded or nasty. I'm going to run and get the replacement battery here. Pretty much slap it on there. The ELT battery, the new one, is pretty cool because it comes with a 9-volt connector. So cleaning the leads, making sure everything looks spiffy. I don't want any gummed up gunk in there. If it looks too bad, you're going to have to basically replace the ELT, which is not fun. So for the years that I've had it and the years that it's been in the plane, it hasn't really accumulated anything, just because it usually isn't you know, submitted to the elements. I keep it hangered. And then also I always clean my contacts when I replace the battery, so every 2 years it gets a good wipe. So just putting those 4 screws back on there, pretty simple. Reattaching that weird antenna. That antenna is like a flexible, like a slap bracelet type material. Once I get it in, I make sure that the little strap, it's a metal strap, is holding it. I'm just going to strap that back. And then lastly, I'm just going to make sure that the external antenna connection's on there. As part of the instructions, it tells me to make sure to hit the reset button and to arm the ELT. And of course, as pilots, you would know that you can test this the first 5 minutes of every hour just to kind of see if it was working. Don't go through multiple cycles, but that's pretty much it. You just saved yourself a ton of money doing this yourself. So have a good one. Until next time, stay thrifty, guys.